Hello, I'm Jared Hoffman, and this is my digital presentation for scripting languages. The idea behind this website was just kind of spontaneous. I had some ideas prior, but they weren't really good. Oddly enough, my teammates all ended up doing subjects pertaining to music as well, so it kind of helped in terms of the creative direction the site would go. The concept for this website revolves around a fictional band, and primarily serves as a digital storefront of sorts. I think websites have definitely, without a doubt, become a necessity for any endeavor that one may wish to pursue, especially if you're looking to make a profit. It's really no different than setting up a real store. I mean, you got your address, your lease, maintenance, etc. So here's the site's main and only page. It's really simple. Now, this isn't my native resolution. I had to change it because OBS was confusing my display drivers, and as a result, I had to temporarily disable one. But typically, the home section here is visible. This is an intentional design choice because it suggests to whoever's viewing the site that they should scroll down. It comprises of three sections, home, tour, and shop. The home section is just some information about the band, some album covers with some captions. The tour is a calendar, as you can see, with links for dates that shows will be on, venues, whatever. And the shop section is where I was able to cram my form in. You may have noticed that the background is changing. I used a cycling banner for this, obviously. Initially, I was going to use segments of video and kind of use that cycle as a transition of sorts, but I decided on pictures instead. So the code meets all the required elements, excluding recursion because I've had enough of that. Originally, it was supposed to have separate pages for each section, but I wanted to keep it simple. So, as such, all the required elements were achieved in just one HTML document. The layout of the page greatly influenced how it was programmed. I started off with a mock-up image in Photoshop, and after changing some stuff around, I started coding. Most of the elements, as you can see, retain their positions, but they were kind of refined to keep a consistent style with the rest of the site. Way more CSS than I would like, but I'm still satisfied with the site's appearance and implementation of all the required elements. So each section will need to be updated regularly. However, this shouldn't be too much of an issue because everything's in one HTML document. The biggest challenge of this project was probably getting this mesh background here to display over the cycling banner without also overlapping the text. I solved this by using a thing called Z-index in CSS. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'd like to thank you for sitting through this painfully long presentation, and I guess I'll see you later.
Alright, so I did my website on music theory. I chose this because I had done a website on chords and tabs previously for another class, so I figured I'd stick with the same theme and do one on theory. For my requirements document, I decided to make my website only 2 pages to fit all of the content and technology I wanted to be on it. I used a cycling banner and a form of validation to meet all of the technology requirements. Here you can see the circle where it has numbers, where some of the scales used to be, and these numbers will correspond with some of the form fields where you need to input what the scale was. Right below that there's just one question on how many flats are in the B flat key. You can choose any of those options. And once you input all those options and submit it, if you got it all right, there will be an alert that tells you so. And if you get it wrong, a slight message will come up and you can use the clear entries and try over again. And you can also notice the cycling banner towards the top right of the page where the treble clef is. It will go from treble clef to bass clef every 1.5 seconds. It's sort of hard to notice considering these are screenshots, but that is essentially what it would look like with the actual web page. All of my code met the final requirements that I had set out for. and I didn't really have to change anything during production to meet these.
I didn't know what to do for a website until a week before the project was due. I thought I could do another pro wrestling site, but then I thought that idea was kind of lame. And then I thought I could do a site on something to do with music. And then I still couldn't figure out what to do until I just kind of gave in and decided to make an album review website. It wasn't really. I just kind of like music. I mean, I wanted to do it to get a good grade, but it was just kind of something for me to do. This website was about me reviewing some of my favorite albums and meeting the technology requirements using a cycling banner and a form to meet the project requirements. Here's the index with a cycling image. Here's the form with the form validation and a button with an on-click function. It worked out fine. The website met all the requirements I had set out to do. I didn't run into any problems